We devote so much of our lives to this community. We spend hours digging through bins of minis at the store. We watch the episodes over and over and over again. We spend thousands of dollars on all this merchandise. And at the end of the day, it's worth it. Because what do we get? We get Bachmann Rosie. Hello and welcome to Thomas Talk. Once again, I'm your host, Josh. This week, it was an exciting week for Thomas and Friends. I chose a good time to come back. We've got lots of news, from merchandise to new characters and trailers and so on. So the first bit of big news this week was having to do with trailers. There were actually two trailers that were released this week. The first one was a 4D Thomas adventure that was animated by Arc Productions and is just being revealed to us now. I'm supposing something that's sold to theme parks if they want to use it. So it's Thomas takes on this wild ride. It has something to do with bubble liquid, and there's all these different characters. It looks like a great time. The animation's spectacular. It has been on the Arc Productions website, or it's hinted at it, I think, for a little while now, but now we are actually getting a little glimpse at this. So it's great to see this world come to life in a 4D environment for the very first time. Now, another trailer was released this week. It was just a very short 45-second trailer for The Great Race. It wasn't really a trailer that showed footage, though. It was kind of a trailer that introduced the concept of The Great Race. It introduced the race, the tests of strength, all this kind of stuff. It seems like this big competition, and it will reveal engines one by one. We saw some silhouettes of some engines. Some of them looked familiar, like Philip and Logan and Thomas, but then there were some completely different silhouettes too. I heard that 20 silhouettes were counted. I don't know if that's true or not, but it seemed like more than 12. So I'm supposing as the weeks go on, we're gonna figure out more and more about who these silhouettes really are. So now let's get on to some merchandise news. We've got new minis that were announced this week. There's a big kind of crossover thing. We have a Thomas the Tank Engine and SpongeBob SquarePants crossover. It's kind of interesting. We have Thomas as SpongeBob and Percy as Patrick. I think it's kind of cool that they're teaming up with all these different brands, and I'm curious to see what brands they'll team up with next. Now, some bigger merchandise news. For this week, Bachmann is a lot of it. We have Bachmann Toad that was finally not released, but revealed. We have an image of Bachmann Toad, and he looks really, really good. The detail on him is fantastic, and even though it's not the highest quality picture, you can still see that the model is really accurate and really well constructed. Now, we also did get the 2016 lineup for Bachmann. This is the news that most of us have been waiting for. So joining Oliver and Toad this year, we have got Bachmann Rosie with moving eyes. Now, Rosie is something that a lot of people have been looking forward to. A lot of people want Rosie in this range. I think it's just because of the engine that she's based off of and the shape that she takes, and I think it's gonna make a great addition to anyone's collection. Now, alongside Rosie, we also got some new rolling stock. We're getting Troublesome Truck 5 and a variety of other wagons. It's gonna be kind of interesting to see what they all look like. But wait, that's not all. We've got some new narrow gauge stock as well. We are getting narrow gauge Rheneas this year too. Skarloey is already sold out after 3 months of being in stock, so it's no surprise to me that they're continuing on this range. I'm really excited to see what Rheneas looks like, and I'm looking forward to possibly getting my hands on a few of these in the coming months. We've also got some slate wagons that'll be joining Rheneas in the narrow gauge range later this year. And for large scale, we've got a bit of news for you too. Thomas and Percy are going to be DCC with sound available later this year as well, so that's pretty exciting. So lots of Bachmann product coming out this year. To recap, we've got Oliver, Toad, Rosie, Troublesome Truck number 5, Rheneas, Slate Trucks, Winston, DCC large scale engines. There's so much coming out for Bachmann this year. It's going to be a great year for them, great year for business, and a great year for Thomas fans as well. So that pretty much wraps it up for this week's news on Thomas Talk. There was lots of news this week. Hopefully we get lots of news like this too for the coming weeks, because it's exciting when we have news like this. Again, thank you for watching Thomas Talk this week. We'll be back next week, and until then, we will see you all next time.